I don't know if we necessarily need to do every question up here, but I thought we should do quite a few of them. I know most people came up and were asking me questions yesterday on things they were stuck on, things like that. But I just want to make sure you know how to do these. Especially the second row. That's where I was getting the most questions, the negative symbols, and I get that. So what I was hoping when your table gets rolled is you guys could come up. Son of a gun, I forgot to number the problems. I was hoping you guys could come up here and figure it out, like go over it. But if you need a calculator, I can do the calculations for you. Or like you can call for help, whatever. Table 11. Hey, this is probably the best roll, the getting rolled first, because then you get to choose what you want. And it only gets harder from here. So you guys are getting the easiest problems. Okay, which one on that top row do you feel like you could do the best? 3 to the power of 4? Sure. How did we get 81? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, correct? Otherwise, I'm guessing you just typed in 3 to the 4th. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. 81. Gotta write it up there, yeah. Gotta make it official. Nice.
Is that it?
Yeah. Okay, 2 to the negative 5. Table 8. Table 8. Do you guys remember how to do the negative powers? You don't necessarily have to explain it if you don't want. Do you think you can just write like the next step? Unless you'd rather explain it? Is this a no to all of them? Edwin, she needs some assistance. What are you gonna do on the test tomorrow? Okay. You can. Good timing. Are you ready to help us start? Oh no, this is on the spot. This is the best now. You don't have time to think about it. Lamar, how do we do a negative power? 2 to the negative 5th. This would definitely mean you really know how to do it if you can answer it without even. It will be, good. So the negative power means you're gonna put it on the bottom. So 1 over, and then we're gonna do 2 to the 5th on the bottom. And then 2 to the 5th, 32? Okay, 100%. You guys are allowed to use your calculator on the test, so it's not like you have to do all these in your head. And maybe I should ask, if you don't know how to type 2 to the 5th into your calculator, whatever calculator you're going to use tomorrow, make sure you practice that today so I can help you with it if you don't know how to type it in. Well, if it was today, we'd already be taking it. And yesterday, I told everybody it was going to be Thursday. Okay. How about to the 0 power? Do you guys remember that one probably? 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Good. Now the ones that I got the most questions on. Oh, no, we definitely have to call on Andy. We need to wake him up. He's already like asleep over there. Yep. Andy, your table got rolled because you were sleeping. Come on up. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of negatives and then 2 to 4 powers of some sort. Yeah, I didn't mean you had to go by yourself.
Isaac, get up here.
What kind of a table mate are you?
I'm out of here.
All right. Any particular one of those feel easier to you?
I don't know. Yeah. This one.
Okay, sure. So what do we do?
You could take, well, since we know it's even, it's gonna be a positive number instead of negative.
It's a good thought. You are thinking of the next question.
Oh,
So the second question, -2 is the number that gets powered. And so what you just said, when there are 4 of them, it would be positive. The first question, the negative symbol, isn't on the 2, it's on the whole problem. So you're gonna do 2 to the 4th first, and then do the negative at the end. So first, what's 2 to the 4th? Is 16. So first answer would be
negative 16.
-16. Second one would be positive 16. Yep, good.
He whispered to me, I don't know this.
I did not.
Okay, you said a handful of words there that I didn't follow. You said it was between, were you just trying to blame Andy and then run off?
No. Yeah. He whispered to me, I don't know. What? When? You silently whispered it to me. He's like, I don't know.
Okay. Andy, from the desk. So, how, are we okay with those first 2? Like, do you want me to re-explain those at all? Okay, so then, that third question that says -2 to the -4, what would we do first?
We would.
Or should I ask you if the negative symbol in the front, is that on the 2 or on the whole problem?
On the 2.
Whole problem.
Oh,
If the negative symbol was just on the 2, it would be in parentheses like the 4th problem. So the whole reason for those parentheses is to tell you that the negative symbol is just with the 2. If there's no parentheses like the third one, that negative symbol is on the whole problem. Now, most of you, on your calculators, they will read it exactly like I'm explaining it. Like if you type the first question in, it would tell you -16. If you type the second one in exactly like this, it would tell you positive 16. Now, I say most calculators, because I think most of you have this one, or I think, there's another color that's just sort of like this one. Well, the pink one works too. If your calculator doesn't really use parentheses, then these are difficult on the calculator. Okay, so Jack, we called on Lamar as he walked in.
There's no other like card, so it's like.
I didn't say anything about you being late.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I'm not like.
Well, you are late. You can explain why. It's not my job to like differentiate why you are or aren't. Like I don't take it personally if you're late or not. Okay. Can you tell me how to do this one? I'll just say that. This is a great start. Would the test have gone very badly if we did it today? Okay, I feel like some of you guys aren't even trying to get ready for it, and it's worrying me.
Why would you wait? You should make the test on Friday because no, hold on.
Oh, I'm excited to hear this logic.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Don't call me bro though. Yeah.
Thursdays are in our time, so we have like less time to do it.
Oh yeah, that's true. We don't have enough time on R&R days. So.
Yeah.
You realize I just make the test to fit how long the period's gonna be. So like, if it's a shorter period, I make a shorter test.
Oh, okay.
What you're saying is pretty valid though. Like, if I made a test for a 55-minute class, and you didn't have 55 minutes, that would be difficult. It's good logic, Okay, the negative symbol is not on the 2, it's on the whole problem. So you have to do this whole thing first. The negative power means I move it to the bottom. I'm not gonna do anything with the negative symbol. I'm gonna figure out this separately. So 1 over 2 to the 4th. And then that's 16. I can't remember who was just explaining. No, Jack just said, I don't know. Somebody explained to me about the negative symbol. Was that you, Andy? Was that you I called on to ask about the negative symbol? Maybe. Okay. Could you tell me how to do this one after we did that one together? So that negative symbol is on the 2, so it will follow the 2. Where's the 2 supposed to go with a negative 4 power? A negative power tells you to move it where? This is the beginning of the whole packet, right? Like every problem here has negative power. You have to know how to do that. What do you do with a negative power?
Well, not time, but like you put it in the number on the left of it.
Bottom of it? So the negative power means I'm gonna do it on the bottom of a fraction.
Oh, that one.
But the negative will follow with it. And then negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 4 times is positive 16. Or doing the worksheet. Your calculator won't let you do letters. It won't actually let you. That's why it gives you an answer. Like,
But the only thing that's used on is, I've multiplied one and two, correct?
Yep,
Together?
correct. Oh, table 2. They haven't gotten to go yet. They've answered, but they haven't answered. So I need you guys to come on up, and we are going to go through this problem together. 4x cubed times 2x to the 7th. You guys have to take the test just like everybody else tomorrow. And it's kind of critical you know how to do this before you take the test. That's what you're going to look at.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we do 4x cubed times 2x to the 7th?
Power of 3 to the 4.
You can call on people if you want.
Beast.
We don't have a beast in here.
Brody, which one?
Oh, Brody, oh, okay, okay.
Which one am I supposed to do?
He wants some help on how to do 4x cubed times 2x to the 7th.
Like the first step.
So like, you should like solve like the ones like inside the parentheses like first, like 4x3, like solve it first.
So do we just go
Are you trying to troll him?
Maybe I don't know.
He's trying to.
into there?
There's nothing to do first.
Oh, no.
There's nothing inside the parentheses
Oh,
first.
shoot, hold on, I screwed up. Never mind. I think you combine both of those.
So I think he was trying to explain for you how to do like the problems down below that had a power outside. Okay, so there's nothing to do inside the parentheses first. The parentheses aren't even needed. They're just like separating the pieces. How do we multiply 4 times 2? Uh-huh.
Multiply the powers. No. Oh, honey.
The first thing you're gonna do is the regular numbers 4 times 2. So is that what the 8 you're writing is? Okay, and then we're gonna take care of x cubed times x to the 7th. How do we multiply those? Did you guys make up cheat sheets yesterday?
I was kinda waiting for it. I did.
I was gonna tell you to go grab your cheat sheet to help you out, but
Oh, then do we just add these?
Perfect. Perfect. You're gonna add the powers. When they are next to each other like that, you add the powers. Okay, 8x10 is correct and done. Nice. Just set it right there, yep. Nice job.
You guys probably want to find power set, because that's the thing, two problems.
Table 5.
You gotta combine the elements, that's just basically, this is just basically adding.
Looking for help on x to the negative fifth times 3x squared. So Alan is leading it.
I mean, you can't really, that's one way to look at it.
I mean, like, half of this class right now is acting like you're not taking the test tomorrow. And don't count on retakes. You gotta get ready for the test before you take it. But,
I'm actually.
Is it 4 or 3?
say it again?
Is it 4 or 3?
Which part?
No, because it's 3.
Which part is
times
4 or 3?
3, and then there's like a 1.
Oh, so you got 3 times 1 is 3. And then I thought you were asking about the power, maybe?
Oh, crap, whoops.
Your palms. Yep. So you add the powers together and get negative 3. And then Emma's gonna tell you that that's not the final answer. Your final answers can't have negative powers. Equals. So do you move the 3 in the front or not? No. The only thing you move is the power.
So, put 3x.
3 on the top, on the bottom would be
3x.
x cubed.
That's a final machine.
Oh, you were thinking the wrong 3. Gotcha. The 3 in the front is the one that stays where it is.
Oh.
Right.
The power moves the x to the bottom.
Just x negative 3.
Good. Yep.
It's 1 over.
In hindsight, it would have been better if they weren't both 3s for explaining.
You're failing this test, probably.
Oh, Sebastian's turn?
Oh,
Table 4. Now, I'm actually not gonna do this problem here on the right, because I feel like the later problems will kind of. Sebastian, I was hoping you can go right to here. 12AB5 over 3A4B2. And not just Sebastian, yeah. The goal today is to get every table involved. And we go till 9:18 because it is a Raptor time day. After second hour. Advisory day, whatever you want to call it. Okay, do you guys remember what we're supposed to do first? So it's similar to up above. We focus on the regular numbers in the front first. 12, say it again?
12 plus 3.
12 divided by 3. 4, so the 4 goes on the top of the fraction. Okay, and then now you've got A on the top, A4 on the bottom. What do we do with the powers when they're being divided? When they're above each other, you subtract them. So A1 minus A4, well, A1 minus 4. And then the answer goes on the top, so negative 3. A negative 3.
That's the one.
Yep. Okay, how about the B's, now that I,
The B3 is the.
good? Okay, now, the question's not completely done because we've got a negative power in the answer. So you only move the negative power portion. I got what you're saying, cross off the A negative 3 on the top or something though. Oh, that works. So 4B3 over A3. Nice job. 4B3 on the top, A3 on the bottom. That's what we're doing after this.
That's not it's a week.
All right, table 10. We're saving the smartest people for last. Are you ready to show everybody how to do the hardest questions? I don't know which one of these two you consider more difficult. I'll just let you pick. First one's more difficult? All right. Do you guys want me to go up there and you can just tell me what to write? Okay. What should I do first with this one? Or, it actually doesn't matter what you do first, to be honest. What would you do first?
The 3 on the outside of the cube.
Good. It's very difficult to go over a problem when you guys are talking about other things throughout it. The cube on the outside is what we should focus on first. That will go on what? Macy, what does that cube go on? Goes on everything on the inside. But the -2 you were saying was correct. Goes on the -2, on the x, on the y cubed, on the y -2, on the x, on the 3. There are 6 different things that are all going to be cubed. So -2 cubed is -2 times -2 times -2, -8. X cubed, well, that's it. Y cubed, cubed. Let's just remember what to do when we have a power to a power. Add them, subtract them, multiply them, divide them. Nice. 3 times 3 gives me y9. Y 3 cubed is 27. X cubed again is x cubed. Y -2 to the third is y -6. Okay. Do you guys want to keep going with this problem? Do you want me to call on another group? You can keep going? All right. What do I do next? I mean, I shouldn't say what do we do next, because there's a bunch of things we could do next that are all correct.
Subtract the top by 1.
Okay, so x3 minus 3 gives me x0, which is 1. So this effectively cancels out to a 1. How about the y's? What would you do there? Macy, what would you do with the y's? 2 different things we could do, they're both correct. We can. So 9 minus -6, which is kind of weird, but that turns into 15. Do we write the answer on the top or bottom? Top. Whenever you subtract the powers, the answer goes on the top. Now, the other thing we could have done is the negative power, we could have moved it to the top as y6, and then you could have added the powers together to make 15. They're both correct. Very good. Do you guys want me to quickly do the next one? It's slightly different, that's the only reason I ask. The negative, the 4 on the outside of the parentheses is different. Becca hasn't been called on. Becca, what do I do with that parentheses to the 0 power?
The structure of parentheses is 1.
The entire parentheses turns to 1 because it's a 0 power. Now, if you decided to multiply out the 0 power, it still turned into what? So that whole thing turns into a 1. So we have -4 over x -3y5. So then, what would you do next, Becca?
Move the -3 up to the top.
Good. The x -3 is going to go to the top because it's a negative power. And then on the top, I write it as,
-4 has 3.
so just the 3 on the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then 1.
Good. This question actually didn't have a lot to do. Like, there wasn't many steps. but it definitely looked harder because the parentheses to the power like within it or something. And I get that. Okay, I assumed we should go over greatest common factor, at least one of them. If I remember right, the second one, I don't think those numbers have anything in common. I accidentally wrote two numbers that had nothing in common. So that was a great move on my part. So this one, I believe the answer is 1. Because 27 is made up of 3s, 56 is made up of 2s and a 7. So they have nothing in common. So this, I have the answer sheet as well for the end of the hour for anybody that wants to copy it down, look at it, whatever. So let's do 36 and 48. Who has not been called? Dominic has not been called on. Do you remember, how do I go about doing greatest common factor?
You divide until you get thing that cannot be multiplied into.
Okay, so we're gonna do like the little trees, and you break them down until it's a prime number. So 36, 6 and 6. 6 is 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and those are all primes, so that one's done. How about you guide me on 48?
First of all, I divided it first.
By 2 or something?
Yeah.
So you did 2 and 24. You, 100% you could do it that way, that's not wrong.
Then 24, then I divide that by 3, and then after 8, I just went down to 4, and then 2.
There's nothing wrong with that method. Yeah, that's fine. So 48 is 2, 3, 2, 2, 2. A lot of 2s. Would it be helpful if I wrote them horizontally so we could compare the numbers? Maybe? So 36 is 2, 2, 3, 3. 48 has what, 4 2s? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 3. Alan, what do they have in common? How did we, there's different ways to show what they have in common or, figure it out. What did we do in class? Do you kind of remember how we figured out what they share? Nice. You circle the pairs, I guess. If there were 3 numbers, we would circle all 3 they share. So I see that one, that one. Do they share any? Yes, they share a 3. And then the numbers that are left they don't share in common. So that means we circled the correct numbers. Do you remember how to get the answer out of what we circled? Oh. So Jackie, how do we figure out the answer from what we've circled? Yeah. So we had a 2, a 2, and a 3. We would multiply them because these are all made of multiplying. So 4, 12. So 12 is the greatest common factor for that answer. I did notice that a bunch of people didn't recognize I chose the same numbers on the right, because the people who were working on this yesterday did the problem over. I picked the same numbers so you wouldn't have to do this twice. So on the right-hand side, I already know that 12 is going to be the number part of the answer, because I did that over here. Now, if I want to figure out what letters they have in common, I'm going to write them out. So I've got x, and I've got y cubed. I'm not going to put y cubed right next to this, because I saw quite a few people throughout the day get confused when the letters weren't like above each other. So I'm going to kind of try to group the letters together so that when I write the second one down, I can group them like above each other. And then that should make it easier for you to circle the pairs. And now I'm just going to try to find out how many they have in common. Anybody has it on there? They have 12. How many X's do they have in common?
One,
One? Good. How many Y's?
two,
3? I wrote them kind of close, this makes this kind of hard. So that's the only Y not in common, 2 Z's in common, correct. And then what I'm gonna do on my answer is I'm gonna say they have 1 X in common. The way that I say 3 Y's in common would be Y cubed. 2 Z's would be Z squared. Now, while I'm here, I'm gonna give you the answer for the bottom one, because I purposely tried picking a lot of letters that were not in common. 27 and 56 have no numbers in common, so the answer is 1. X5, Y3, and X2, Z5, the only thing they have in common is 2 X's. So your answer over here is 1X squared. And it feels like they should have more in common, but they do not. Okay, I think there's a couple questions that I didn't go over the answers to, right?
yeah.
Do you want me to just read those answers to you? Okay. Thanks. Okay, I don't remember which ones we did. Oh, I think we didn't do the third one on the third row, right? Wait, are you guys even looking at that? How about I just put the answer key at the front? Those who wanna look at the answer key can, because I see a bunch of people put their stuff away already. We have 9 minutes left, because we get done at 18 today. I would 100% make sure that your cheat sheet is ready to go, and/or answers if you need them. But nice job.